Hi Joyce, we're Group 2. We're presenting Rosemarie Parse and Martha Rogers. And we're Christine Almogente, Denilyn Arquero, Grace Doherty, Christiana Rachel Luisa Villasioson, Melissa Grace Tongia.
Introduction to Nursing Theory. In this presentation, we will be comparing Rosemarie Parse and Martha Rogers' theory, their brief background, the major concepts and major assumptions of both theories, their advantages and disadvantages, their key differences, the value and usefulness to nursing, and lastly, the conclusion. Rosemarie Parse Human Becoming Theory. Rosemarie Parse is a graduate of Duquesne University in Pittsburgh and received her master's and doctorate degrees from the University of Pittsburgh. She was the dean of the nursing school at Duquesne University from 1977 to 1982. In 1981, she published her theory originally titled Man Living Health and changed the name of the theory to Theory of Human Becoming in 1992. She was a professor and coordinator of the Center for Nursing Research at Hunter College of the City University of New York from 1983 to 1993, professor and Niehoff Chair at Loyola University Chicago from 1993 to 2006, and Distinguished Professor Emeritus at Loyola University Chicago from 2006 to present. In January 2007, she became a consultant and visiting scholar at New York University College of Nursing, and she is currently adjunct professor. Dr. Parse is founder and currently editor of Nursing Science Quarterly and president of Discovery International. She founded the Institute of Human Becoming. Martha Rogers, Unitary Human Beings. Martha Elizabeth Rogers was born May 12, 1914 in Dallas, Texas, sharing her birthday with Florence Nightingale. She received her nursing diploma from Knoxville General Hospital School of Nursing in 1936 and quickly obtained a BS degree from George P. Body College in Nashville, Tennessee in 1937. Her other degrees included a master's degree in public health nursing supervision from Teachers College, Columbia University in 1945, a master's of public health in 1952, and Doctor of Science in 1954 from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. She then became a public health nurse in Hartford, Connecticut, advancing from staff nurse to acting director of education and became the executive director of the first visiting nurse service in Phoenix, Arizona. She left Arizona in 1951 and returned to school at Johns Hopkins University, Baltimore, where she got her Doctor of Science degree. For 21 years, from 1954 to 1975, she was professor and head of the Division of Nursing at New York University. After 1975, she continued her duties as professor until she became Professor Emerita in 1979. She held this title until her death on March 13, 1994, at 79 years of age.
Major concepts of Rosemarie Parse and Martha Rogers. There are three major concepts of Rosemarie Parse. The first is the meaning. Human becoming is freely chosen personal meaning in situations in the intersubjective process of living value priorities. Man's reality is given meaning through live experiences. Man and environment co-create. And the second is the rhythmicity. Human becoming is co-creating rhythmical patterns of relating in mutual process with the universe. Man and environment co-create imaging, valuing, languaging, and rhythmical patterns. And the third one is transcendence. Human becoming is transcending multi-dimensionally with emerging possibles. Refers to reaching out and beyond the limits that a person sets. One constantly transform. The next one is I'm going to discuss about Martha Rogers major concept. The first one is the energy field. The energy field is the fundamental unit of both the living and non-living. This energy field provides a way to perceive people and environment as irreducible wholes. The energy field continuously varies in intensity, density, and extent. The second one is the openness. The human field and the environmental field are constantly exchanging their energy. There are no boundaries or barrier that inhibit energy flow between fields. The third one is the pattern. Pattern is defined as the distinguishing characteristic of an energy field perceived as a single waves. Pattern is an abstraction and it gives identity to the field. The fourth one is the pan-dimensionality. Pan-dimensionality is defined as non-linear domain without spatial or temporal attributes. The parameters that humans use in language to describe events are arbitrary. The present is relative. There is no temporal ordering of lives. The fifth one is the homeodynamic principles. The principles of homeodynamic postulates the way of perceiving unitary human beings. The fundamental unit of the living system is an energy field. Three principles of homeodynamics. The first is resonancy, helicity, and integrality. The next one is the resonance. Resonance is an order arrangement of rhythm characterizing both human fields and environmental field that undergoes continuous dynamic metamorphosis in the human environmental process. The next one is helicity. Helicity describes the unpredictable but continuous nonlinear evolution of energy fields as evidenced by non-repeating rhythmicities. The principle of helicity postulates an ordering of the human evolutionary emergers. The last one is the integrality, the mutual continuous relationship of the human energy field and the environmental field. Changes occur by the continuous repatterning of the human and environmental fields by resonance waves. The fields are one and integrated but unique to each other.
Major assumption. Rosemary Parse draws out the work of other theories to build a solid foundation for a new science. Human becoming focused on the belief about human and about their becoming visible, invisible becoming, which is health. And Martha Rogers defined nursing as an art and a science that is humanistic and humanitarian. It's directed toward the unitary human and concerned within the nature and direction of the development. The purpose of nursing to promote health and wellness of well-being for all persons. The art of nursing is a creative use of science of nursing for human betterment. Rosemary Parr's fourth major assumption, human becoming, is a structure meaning freely choosing with situation, structuring shape what nurses think about the human before they approach people in practice. And the second is human becoming configuring rhythmical human universe pattern that focus on the paradoxical rhythms that constitute patterns of becoming. Per suggests people live unrepeatable pattern of relating with others' ideas, objects, and situation. And the third, human becoming is contrascending illimitable with emerging possibles. And the concept concerned the choice of people makes moment to moment and the inherent opportunities and limitation that accompany by a personal choice. And the fourth one, human becoming is a human universe co-creating seamless symphony. The people changes their pattern when they integrate new ideas, dreams, and priority, which show consistent patterns continue like the thread of familiarity.
Martha Rogers, in her unitary becoming theory, also discuss. Basically, in Martha's theory, Martha goes ahead and says that man and our person and the environment exchange matter and energy with one another. And what it says is pattern and organization identify man and reflects his innovation wholeness. Man is characterized by the capacity from abstract and imagery, language, and thought. Basically, man and the environment are one. You cannot separate them. It's this energy that it creates that makes it make us one. The person cannot be separated from the environment when addressing health and treatment. Her concept framework has greatly influenced all aspects of nursing by offering an alternative and traditional approach to nursing. So basically, in order to understand one more, in order to understand a person more and their health, you have to basically look at the person as a whole, and even with the environment, see that they are co-creating. They are one. It's one. You can't separate them, and that is one thing these two theories had in common. Three assumptions that she talks about: three things. One is meaning, two is rhythm, and three is transcendence. Basically, meaning is freely choosing personal meaning in situations in the intersubjective process of living value properties. Man's reality is given through meaning, the life the person has lived, lived experience. And basically, rhythm is co creating patterns, rhythmatic patterns of relating a mutual process with the universe. Man and in his environment is in a rhythm, it goes in patterns. And the third one is transcendence, which is, it refers to reaching out and beyond the limits that a person sets. Basically, a person is constantly transforming. In this, Rosemarie goes on to say that a person is more than just it's more than an indifferent in the sum of parts. It doesn't break a person into parts. It just sees that as a total human being, all those things put together, and it makes a person. If one's biological part is not working right, obviously a part of him will be breaking or broken. And basically, she even mentioned that a man in the environment, or a person in the environment, plays a part as well, because under meaning, he says man and environment co-create. Things happen when man is intertwined with the environment.
Martha Rogers' nursing paradigm. Nursing is a learned profession and is both science and an art. It's focused on concern with people and the world which they live. A natural fit for nursing care as is encompasses people and their environment. The person, Rogers defined person as an open system in continuous process with the open system that is the environment. And health, Rogers used the term passive health to symbolize wellness and absence of disease and major illness. Her promotion of positive health connotes directions in helping people with opportunities for rhythmic consistency. An environment, Rogers defined environment as an irreducible paradimensional energy field identified by patterns and manifesting characteristics different from those of the parts.
According to Current Nursing 2011, one advantage of Rosemary Parse's theory is to provide framework to guide inquiry of other theories, such as grief, hope, laughter, and etc. On the other hand, according to Gonzalo 2011, one advantage of Rogers' concept is providing a worldview from which nurses may derive theories and hypotheses and propose relationships specific to different situations.
Current Nursing 2011 stated that one disadvantage of Parse theory is its rarely quantifiable results. For example, it is difficult to compare to other research studies, no control group, and standardized questions. Well, according to Gonzalo 2011, one disadvantage of Rogers' theory is it is difficult to comprehend because the concepts are extremely abstract. The key differences of Rosemarie Parr's human becoming theory and Martha Rogers' science of unitary human being are the following. Parr's theory is specific, while Rogers' model is broad. Another is Parse elaborated more the importance of nurse true presence and reinforcing the person's participation in making choices about his or her health goals and defining quality of life according to his or her values and lived experiences. While Rogers only focuses on nurses viewing a person as a whole and serving as agents for change. According to Parse, a person cannot be assessed, controlled, or manipulated by outsiders. Thus, there is no certain process. In Rogers' model, critical thinking process directing practice begins with thorough pattern appraisal, mutual patterning, and evaluation. Next is in Parr's theory, nurse encourages the person to speak about the situations, insights are clarified, discoveries are made, and change is proposed as people see themselves and their situation in a new light. While in Rogers' model, nurse provides much of the knowledge that is necessary for the person's participation. Lastly, Parse highlighted the duty of the nurse in making commitment to be truly present with others, to bear witness, and to participate with another's unique process of becoming. While maintaining human being and environmental energy fields is the fundamental job of the nurse according to Rogers' model.
Values and usefulness to nursing. Rosemary Parse' theory was used an overarching theoretical guide to develop a decisioning model for nursing regulations. The theories guide nurses who works with family and hospital setting, clinics, and community settings. For the and Martha Rogers, it has been used to guide curriculum development in all levels of nursing education. Used to guide curriculum development for nurses should commit to lifelong learning. Rosemary Parse, nursing community practice theory has made difference to nurses and to persons experiencing human becoming pattern. The model suggests a foundation stating that humans are free to choose the meaning and significance of events, their attitudes, their concerns, and their hopes and dreams. The human becoming theory lays the very foundation of patient-centered care, the type of care which most practitioners use these days. The theory cites that health cannot be manipulated, judged, or controlled. Hence, it is supposed to be in accordance with the desires, hopes, and dreams of individuals and that they are to be co-authored of their own health. While Rogers' model provides challenging innovation frameworks from which the plan implement nursing practice defined as continuous process whereby the nurse assists client to freely choose with awareness way to participate their well-being. Through observation and participation, the nurse focus on human expression of reflection, experience, and perception to form profile of the patient. Nurse participate in the live experience of health in multitude of roles including facilitators and educators, advocates, assessors, planners, coordinator, and collaborators by accepting diversity, recognizing patterns, viewing changes as positive, and accepting the connectedness of life. Rosemary Parse for education, Parse idea, and theory are increasingly integrated into undergraduate programs to expand option for students being taught that nursing is an art and a science. Human becoming studies had influenced the pattern of understanding of various scholars and helped them identify meaning of courage, waiting, respect, faith, preserving choice, sorrow, feeling cared for, feeling unsure, feeling confined, time passing, changing expectations, feeling listened to, quality of life, suffering, feeling respected, not respected, feeling disappointed, living on the edge, doing the right thing, and feeling strong, all of which help guides the nurse's decision and intervention. While for Rogers, model clearly articulate values and belief about human being, health, nursing, and educational process. A professional nurse must be well-rounded and educated in the humanities, science, and nursing. Programs will include basic education in language, mathematics, logic, philosophy, psychology, sociology, music, art, biology, microbiology, physics, and chemistry. Science of Unitary Human Being teaches nursing to think holistically, meaning view smart manifestation and clues as part of a whole to be able come up with a viable intervention. And for research, Rosemary Parse enhance understanding of how people experience hope while imaging new possibilities and how people create moments of respite amid the anguish of grieving a loss. Human Becoming Model has inspired many scholarly papers that clarify connection with human science and view of nursing as a unique science. Human Becoming theory also helped expound the idea of wisdom, compassion, and courage, hope, and lingering presence. Rogers maintained that research in nursing must examine unitary human being as integral with their environment. The intent of nursing is to examine understanding a phenomenon and from its understanding design pattern and promote healing. Evaluation in science of unitary human being suggests that evaluation should be continuous and ongoing. It perceives the knowledge that the nurse have about the practice.
Parse had drawn from Roger's Science of Unitary Human Being and the writings on the existential phenomenology when she defines a person as being in the process of continuous becoming within the human becoming school of thoughts. Each person co-creates reality in mutual process with the environment. Quality of life is a central concept within the human becoming theory. It generates transformation in care and a renewed sense of professional purpose. Although Parr's theory was synthesized principles and concepts from Rogers, we concluded that Parr's human becoming theory is more useful than Martha Rogers' unitary human being theory. Consider these examples. Nurses in two Canadian provinces spent 24 months evaluating human becoming guided care, and these acute care nurses reported enhanced satisfaction and purpose in their work as professional nurses. Another is team of human becoming researchers, practitioners, artistic writers, actors, and consumers produce a research-based drama I'm Still Here about living with Alzheimer's. It shows how you can connect with someone through the fog of dementia and build a relationship with the person within.